What's going on, guys? My name is One Lone Samurai, and in this video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. The voice is obviously going to be a little bit different as well, but Washington D.C. is still under siege. You're not just another survivor, you are an agent of the division. Whether you're fresh off the chopper in DC or you're an agent returning after a long hiatus, there are a lot of things that you can do in DC. In this video, we will teach you how to get geared, skilled, and ready to dominate the raids, the endgame content, and I will show you just some tips and tricks as well, just to make your game a little bit easier for yourself. But without further ado, let's get into the game, and let's get started. So, when you start the game for the first time, you're going to click on New Agent. Once you've loaded up, you're going to see these three recommended things that you want to do. So these are the DLCs, the base game, and a newer DLC called Battle for Brooklyn, which just launched. So the base game and the main campaign is all level 1 to 40 rolled into one. It used to be level 1 to 30, but you don't have to worry about that anymore. So essentially, the main campaign is just level 1 to 40. You can go how on whatever you want. But Warlords of New York is a paid DLC. There are other ways to get the DLC, so you can pay for them on the Ubisoft store or the console or platform of your choosing, and same with the Battle for Brooklyn. Warlords of New York opens up a new map that gives you the replayability that you need, as well as a new story, other things to do. You have Battle for Brooklyn, which is another new story in its entirety. Obviously, I'm not going to go into anything because I don't want to spoil things for other people, but each new DLC has a new area of the map that you go to. Warlords of New York taking you to the lower district of the financial district of Manhattan, and then you have Battle for Brooklyn, which is the area of Brooklyn from the Division 1, just with a little bit of an expanded consensus. So that's an overall of the DLCs. So you always want to go for the base game first, or if you pay for the DLCs, you can get a level 40 skip that will boost you to level 40. However, if you buy Brooklyn with its 40 skip, you go straight to 40, and then you can do the DLC for Brooklyn. Or if you buy Warlords of New York, you get a level 30 skip that takes you to level 30, and then you do the Warlords of New York campaign. So that's that. But let's moving on. So after starting the game, you're going to be met with this screen here. This is your character creation screen. Now on this screen, you can create your character with your image, or you can do whatever you need to do, or whatever you want your character to look like. It is all about creative ability to do what you want to do with your character. If you want to give him a name, or you want to create him in the likes of someone of a past historic figure or someone present, you can do that. It's completely up to you. It may not look the same because Ubisoft's Snowdrop engine is a little bit different from other engines and stuff like that. However, it's you can explore your creative freedom to do whatever you want to do with your character. Once you've finished your character, you'll be put into a quick mission where it's gonna give you the lead up to DC. But I'm not going to show you that because I'm going to leave you to play that for yourselves, and then we're going to deep dive and delve into the actual game itself, from the different grinds that you can do, or the different leveling states you can do. Once you've done this, you're going to be met with the first kind of mission you're going to do within the game. This is the Prologue Mission that you do before you get to Washington D.C. This is just a quick mission. By the way, credit goes out to X Garbett for the prologue video. I know I stole stuff off YouTube. I'm really sorry, Garbett. However, this is the first mission that you're going to do on the run up to finding your way into DC. I have taken out cutscenes to kind of, I don't want people's experiences to be destroyed, so hence why I'm keeping these in. So this is going to be the first mission you do on the lead up to Washington DC. Once the mission is over, you have a cutscene, and then you are taken to Washington DC, or you wake up and you're in Washington DC. I have put that video in here, so it's not going to take long. I'm briefly going to go over every major aspect of starting the game. I wouldn't worry about things too much. Like I said, it's going to be a long video. So, upon waking up in DC, you're going to run up to the base of operations while fighting some hyenas. Hyenas are one of the factions in the Division 2. There are other factions, of course, in the Division 2 as well. Those are the hyenas, the outcasts, the true sons, and the black tusk. There are other ones in there that I'm not going to really touch upon, just because personally I don't feel the need to, and plus some of the other stuff that's going on in the game at the moment is quite story it's quite story heavy, so I don't want to ruin your experience. But again, we'll get to that when we get to it. However, if there's a video and a need for it in the future, I will make that video. So in this section, this is your main level 1 to 30 grind campaign, so to speak. So complete all story missions across DC. These are pivotal to figuring out what's going on in DC at the moment, to unlock settlements, progressives, and the narrative. Now, what you're going to do is, there are 3 settlements. You have the campus, the theatre, and the castle. Each one of those are going to have their own set of kind of like projects that you do in the game to unlock attachments, or blueprints to unlock and create attachments, or anything like that. Side missions and control points offer bonus gear and XP. What I would say to do is, if you want to kind of power level yourself up and beyond level 26, so when you come out, you're probably going to be left at around 26 after doing everything in the game. So what I would suggest doing is leaving all of your side quests until you reach a part where there's not really much XP for you to gain anymore. Because these are going to be, the higher you level up, the more XP you'll get from doing things. Prioritize main missions. They give the most XP and unlock key features. Some gear and consumables offer XP bonuses, equip them early. Division really doesn't have anything like that. Other than that, I can't really say much. Some do, some don't. It's just the way it is. Use control points to your advantage. Liberating them gives gear, resources, and fast travel points. So whenever you take over a control point in the Division 2, you will be granted with a chest at the end. It'll give you some gear, and not only that, but you'll be able to fast travel to the control point afterwards. Collect all SHD techs and caches in the area that you're in, and then focus on the next one. You could do that if you want. You can use those to unlock extra armor kits, inventory space, and faster skill cooldowns. One thing that I like to focus on when I'm running it is usually a little bit of survivability, just so you're not feeling like you're a little bit overpressured in a world where you don't really know what's going on. Higher RPM weapons like SMGs or LMGs are really good for new starters, just because they offer a little bit more easier crowd control, and you can just progress a little bit at your own pace without feeling like the game is a little bit too difficult for you. Once you've reached level 30, you can do whatever you want from here. It's completely up to you. You can either skip to level 40, or you can do the level 30 to 40 campaign, which includes hunting down the rogue agents in New York, which is the new manhunt thing that they brought in with this DLC. So look for finding 4 rogue agents in New York, and then you take them out, and then finally unveil the last one. Like I said, won't go too far into it because it's not fair. Tips for NYC progression is target rogue agents, do your missions, do whatever you need to do to just push it out of the way. Explore thoroughly. There are hidden SHD caches and side missions that offer great loot. Again, you can leave your side missions until last, or you can do the side missions as they come apparent. It's 10 levels. It's not going to be as hard as the level 1 to 30 grind. It's just a little bit easier. Upgrade your gear constantly. Don't pick something up and go, you don't like it. Trust me, we've all been there. You'll die quicker. I'm promising you, you will die. Start experimenting with skill builds. Equip the artificial hive or an assault turret. You can do a 6 skill tier build, and it's really, really fun. Skill builds are really always quite fun, to be honest. Start experimenting with, obviously, brand sets and gear sets. Strikers gives you a damage boost, as well as other boosts and stability boosts as well. So don't always forget that you can have more than one in one build. Don't worry, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to come out feeling like it's the worst thing in the world to have at the end of it. But yeah, just kind of when you go through each DLC, whatever you pick up, I would use, even if it's not the best, because it's still going to do higher damage than what everything else did to begin with when you came in as level 30. So once you've completed Warlords of New York and you have your watch, you're going to move on to Battle for Brooklyn. Battle for Brooklyn is another narrative experience within the world of the Division. There are some skills in there. There is a different system in place. This time it's going to be around the cleaners and the Rikers. Again, we're not going too far into story content. We're mostly doing overviews and giving you the best ideas, tips and tricks that I know to make sure that your experience is easier for you. So once you've done this, once you've done Warlords of New York, you've got your watch, you're going to go into Brooklyn, you're going to finish Brooklyn. While you're in Brooklyn, you're going to be gaining SHD levels. So it's an infinite progression system. Each level grants progress to your XP, but also gives you a level. Each level grants points to boost core stats. You get weapon damage, you get armor, skill power, reload speed, and the list is endless. You'll see in the watch that there will be different things that you can do while you're in there. The experience system it's very difficult to go over for new players. However, I'll try my best. So you upgrade gear and weapons using materials and duplicates of items that you already have. Each item gains permanent stat boost as you increase its expertise level. Focus on upgrading your main build pieces first. So that's like do your gloves, your mask, or your weapons. They're all fine. Do your skills later. And I wouldn't really rely on it until you've got to like at least level 1000 anyway, because in the long run it's not really going to make a difference. You can complete daily projects for XP and materials. They'll give you, I think there's an SHD requisition one that gives you an exotic per week. It also gives you 700,000 XP. You just donate some materials for that. If you're farming for anything specific, you can farm targeted loot farming. You can use that in other modes as well as Countdown, Descent, anything really. I don't think you can use it in Descent. I think I might be lying there, but you can use it in Summit. Use the map to chase specific gear types, but like I said, you can also do that with inside Countdown or Summit itself. And I know you're thinking, Samurai, where's Countdown? What's Countdown? Well, Countdown, if for those who are new, Countdown is an 8-player PvE mode with timed objectives. Each one takes 15 minutes. 2 objectives: stabilize power plants and extract before the time run out. Randomized enemy factions and elite bosses. Your objectives, they're all different, to be honest. Each run could be different. There are obviously repeating ones. Complete objectives quickly to trigger an extraction. Defeat hunters for exotic components and rare gear. Earn countdown credits for vendor purchases. There is a vendor that you can use to utilize the coins that you come out with. Loot optimization. You can use the targeted loot map to align countdown drops with your farming goals. So if you're searching for strikers for a DPS build, you can target strikers and get it through the game, or get it through your countdown runs. Countdown credits can be spent at the vendor for named items, caches, and exotics and recalibration caches. So you gain more. You can gain more back from your runs. You can play on heroic for the best loot to time ratio. So the higher difficulty you play, the better drops you get. But yeah, that's really it for Countdown. It's one of those where it's the single best thing for farming gear. It's a lot easier. So we also have the Summit, 100 floor skyscraper with random enemy factions. So each floor is a different faction, floor 1 to 100, with 100 being the final boss, which is one hunter, and then an additional hunter for every single person that's in your fight team. Floors increase in difficulty every 10 levels. Boss fights every 10 floors. Final boss on floor 100. Customized difficulty and directives for better loot and challenge. Clear each floor by defeating all enemies, or there'll be an objective in there for you as well. It's not just to clear all the floors and all the enemies in the floors. Optional objectives. You can put on directives for extra XP. There are optional things in there that give you a grant extra loot, like the capacitor. There is extra challenges that you can do, so it might be get 5 grenade kills, get 10 headshots, something like that. Targeted loot system lets you farm specific gear types, so you can farm what you were farming in Countdown. You can bring that into this as well. You can use targeted loot to farm specific gear sets as well, weapons and mods. You can apply directives for more XP, which Fog of War, ammo hoarders, be with what you will. I think Summit has a lot more in terms of readiness for directives, and fact you can farm floors from 81 to 100 for better drop rates and exotic chances on higher and harder difficulties. And last but not least, the last segment of this video is going to be, I'm going to show you what builds I run on a regular basis, and then you can kind of base your builds off that, or you can take those builds if you want. So the first build we have for you is a 4-piece striker build. This is mainly a DPS build, so this will do everything that you need. There is no armor. I personally don't feel like there is a need for armor. So we have the St. Elmo's, we have the Strikers DPS build, and we have the Grupo Sombra and the Coyote's Mask. Now, the Coyote's Mask is just there for increasing your critical hit damage and chance. Therefore, you just gain a higher rate of damage on a random shot. So you might do 30,000 one shot and then 60,000 the next shot, because the damage boost and the critical hit dance and damage are both procced at the same time. Now, let's see what else. We have the rock and roll shotgun. Using a grenade increases the damage of your shotgun for a certain time, and also the enemies around, your teammates around you. These builds are very, very specific builds for very specific things. However, you will see yourself using them for a lot more standardized content. That's the way it is. They're very easy to run. They're not difficult at all in any way, shape, or form. You'll find them really easy over time to get used to. But the stats you're going to need on a full red striker build are, you're just going to need weapon damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage max stats on everything possibly that you can do. It's not really much in terms of the way of survivability, but that's because it's a damage build. So keep everything on red, but utilize weapon damage, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and opportunistic on your chest piece, because you gain more out of it. And then secondly, we have the Future Initiative healer build. This is more of a build to, it's a healer build. You are going to use this build to make sure that your friends stay up, make sure that they have the healing when they need it. This is going to be mostly for end of game content, where you're doing incursion runs, you're doing raid runs with multiple people. 9 times out of 10 it would be an incursion run. However, it's still a really good build to have. In this one, you can either go through repair skills or skill haste. That's completely up to you. I usually go for repair skills just because it heals more. It heals other people quicker. So you're going to need a capacitor, a shotgun of some sort. You can use whatever shotgun you like. You need 4 pieces of Future Initiative, and you need a backpack with the UG symbol on it, and the gloves that are the BTSU gloves. The reason why we use BTSU gloves on a lot of in-game content on the Division 2 is because the BTSU gloves, as soon as you destroy your skills, it gives you overcharge, which instantly overcharges your team, and it brings their skills back as well. So that's perfect for damage. Like I said, 6 skill tiers, and skill haste or skill repair skills would be perfectly fine for that. Anyway, if you liked the video, please leave a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see in future videos. Also, I'm really sorry if this video didn't quite meet the mark. I did try my best. There is a thing, I feel like there is a lot of things that I missed out on. So I am really sorry if you feel like I could have done a better job of making this video. But if you did like the video, make sure to leave a comment, smash the like button, and stay tuned for more Division 2 content. Thank you so much for everyone who's shown their support over the last week and a half since I started banging out content left, right, and center. It is going to be my main focus, and I really, really, really hope that I can have the time to be able to sit down and make the content like I've been making it. Because Division 2 is one of my favorite games, and it's helped me process a lot of trauma in my life. And I hope and feel like it should have done the same for other people too. If you did like the video, please join the Discord server. It's where I make content, and I also play with people as well. I do have Twitch. I'm back on live streaming on Twitch, actually, now that I mention it. But however, if you do want to join the Discord, everything will be linked in the description down below if you would like to join. If you want to follow me on Twitch, it's there as well. Join the Discord, it's there as well. Follow me on X, it's there as well. Thank you very much, agents. I hope you have a good time fighting in DC and using this new player guide to the Division 2. Everything next time. Thank you very much. Peace out.